how often I hear them say, I wish I could do better. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And it makes me want to help them take that wish of maybe a goal that is too big for them to see right now and figure out what the process is that they need to accomplish that goal. Because again, if you can work on the process just a little bit every single day, the goal is going to take care of itself. Welcome to your classroom coffee break. I'm John Van Dusen, longtime teacher, coach, and Army officer in the Army Reserves. Back in February 2023, I published a blog post with the Teach Better team. It was called, Do You Have a Wish or a Goal? And I want to read through that blog post today because as I reread it this morning, there's a lot of things that are still the same and things that I need to remember when working with my students. I'll post a link down below to both the Teach Better team blog post as well as my personal blogger, where you can find this in writing if you wish. As the first semester came to a close, I sat down with a young lady who was frustrated about her grades. For a 9-week quarter, my U.S. history class usually has between 8 and 12 assignments based on what projects are associated with the material. This young lady missed 4 assignments and had done poorly on the assignments she turned in. Almost in tears, she said, I wish I could do better, but I just can't. I sat down next to her and pointed to her first quarter grades where she had an A- and said, You can do better. You have done better. Slumped in her chair, I asked if she had ever heard of a growth mindset. She said that she hadn't, and I asked if she'd be willing to hear about it because I was sure that it would help her get better grades. She said no. So I went back to my desk. As I reached my desk, she came up and said, Okay, fine. What's a growth mindset? I gave her a basic definition, explained that if she really wanted to do better, she would need a plan. I said, a goal without a plan is simply a wish. You can wish to do better, or you can plan to do better. The classic middle school eye roll and hair toss was followed by, I don't know how to make a plan, so I guess I just don't know what to do. Teacher mode, engage. Setting a goal, process over end state. As I walked her through a plan to improve her grades, we took it one step at a time. I answered some of her basic questions and came up with some simple ideas to turn her wish into a goal. Her entire plan consisted of 3 items on a sticky note with a date that is taped to the inside of her computer case. Your plans may be more intensive, but the same process can help you improve at anything from a personal best in the gym, reading more books, or in your classroom instruction. What does the end state look like, and what processes do we need to get there? This is a big picture item. For my young student, the end state was earning a B+ by the end of the 3rd quarter. She had earned an A- during the 1st quarter, but to her, shooting for that goal was too big after such a lapse in quarter 2. Some like to use SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely, while others like to concentrate on the process. I'm a process-oriented person, so I try to look at what we can do every day that will get us to the goal we want. In order to earn a B+, what has to be done? Her simple answer was this: turn in my work. I said, Great. Now how are you going to do that? She came up with 2 items to make sure she could turn in her work. The first was to use her class time to complete her work, and the second was to use prime time, our version of homeroom, to catch up on any missing assignments. What resources do you need to continue that process every day? Maybe you have everything you need. Maybe you don't. It's important to identify where the resource gaps are so that you can fill them. In the case of my young student, she needed her computer to check grades and her class materials for each class. Her computer isn't an issue. She remembers to bring it every day. On the other hand, bringing a pencil to class is a struggle. After a short brainstorming session, she decided that the best place to keep a pencil was in her computer case. Sometimes the simplest plan is too obvious. It makes us laugh out loud when we finally figure it out. The ratio of 4 to 1 versus 1 to 4. To ensure she brings the simple materials she needs to class, we did a simple change in her passing time schedule. She is very social and likes to use those 5 minutes in between classes to catch up with her friends. The problem was that she would spend 4 minutes talking with her friends and 1 minute frantically trying to grasp what she needed for the next class. Oftentimes this left her in class without a book or the wrong one, half finished work left in her locker, and shoot, where's my pencil? The simple change was to bring her materials to class in the first minute, and if it takes 2, that's okay, and to spend the last few minutes of her passing time talking with her friends. After the 3rd day of the switch, she is much better about having her materials and is still able to catch up with her friends. Sometimes the simplest plan is so obvious we struggle to see it for ourselves. Moving forward, planning your work and working your plan. How will you know you are moving in the right direction? The simple answer is to measure something. But what and how often? If you're trying to measure against the end state, then it may seem too big, too far away, and you might become discouraged instead of motivated. A better way is to measure against the process you implemented and measure it every day. In the case of my middle schooler, the two measuring sticks she has are 1, did I use my class time wisely today? And 2, did I use prime time to catch up on my work? Sometimes the answer to both of those questions is yes, while other days they are both no, or a mix in between. However, each day grants her a new chance to be successful. Another technique, which she is not ready for yet, but maybe in the future, is to keep track of the answers with a tally mark. It's a simple but effective way to see if your plan is working. Do you have more yes days than no days? Then your plan is working. In lieu of having her keep track on a daily basis, she wrote a date on her sticky note when she'll check in with me to see how her plan is going. At that check-in, she may be ready to keep track of her progress herself. If so, that will be the next step in attaining her goal. The wonderful thing about concentrating on the process instead of the goal is that you can work on the process every single day, and the goal takes care of itself. Talking with my student, I asked her what she would do once the third quarter came to an end. She said, I don't know. What do you mean? I said, once the third quarter is over, if you get a B- or a B+ or an A, what then? With a very confused look on her face and a nervous giggle, she said, I don't know. Keep going, I guess? Exactly. By concentrating on the process instead of the end state, she will easily be able to adjust her everyday habits so that she can achieve her goal. Not only that, but her goal can be adjusted without making massive changes. Simple adjustments to the process will help her achieve her next goal. When that happens, the process becomes the plan, and the end state is simply the byproduct of keeping yourself not with your eyes on the prize, but with your focus on the next 2 steps. Keep marching forward, and your wish will turn into a goal, and your plan will turn into your process. Again, that was published on the Teach Better blog back in February 2023. And as I reread it, it makes me think of all of my students and how often I hear them say, I wish I could do better. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And it makes me want to help them take that wish of maybe a goal that is too big for them to see right now and figure out what the process is that they need to accomplish that goal. Because again, if you can work on the process just a little bit every single day, the goal is going to take care of itself. If you got any value out of this video, please hit the like button and share down in the comment section what you'd like to hear about next on your classroom coffee break.